thee speak.
I'll have my bond. I will not hear thee speak. I'll have my bond, and therefore speak no more. I will not be made a soft and dull-eyed fool to shake the head, relent and sigh, and yield to Christian intercessors. Follow me not. I'll have no more speaking. I will have my bond.
It is the most impenetrable cur that ever kept with men. Okay, thank you guys. What type of character is interrupted in the incessant fashion that we just interrupted Shylock? Yes. And Shakespeare didn't have to tell us that he was low status in the lines that he had. He only had to do it with these two characters interrupting. What type of character interrupts? Where are we getting information from on that side? There's lots of some information there. We are all about finding the choices inside of the text and then letting the people who know how to make those choices physically and vocally do it. And we had an actor who had been with us on the tour but had never done this particular season with us before. And he was very dedicated to using his cue script and using the discoveries that he made and that he found in his cue script in that first 20 hours of rehearsal. And he was playing Demetrius, who's the only one of our actors in this season who had not ever been in a production of Midsummer Night's Dream before. And he was playing Demetrius, and what he discovered is that after the love potion, Demetrius, in that particular cue script, because it was a familiar play, we chose only one syllable as a cue, and his one syllable was so. And Tiffany Stern argues that there are some examples of one syllable. They go as many as there's a 7-word cue in one of the extant texts. And the university cues, so non-professional cues, tend to be longer. And that's where that 7 words on it. But he had 1-word cue, and what he discovered was that when he's playing with Helena after the love potion, he's always trying to interrupt her. So she says so a lot, and he's always trying to, so he's always coming in, and he chose to keep that as part of his performance. So that information that came out in this shortened rehearsal frame using a cue script actually went back into the performance and continued to be there, and it was lovely. It was wonderful.
You still have to listen.
Yes, you still have to listen because you're still listening for your next cue, whether it's to exit or to say something.
Right.
And often, and Tiffany makes this point in the book as well, you can use that sort of building either frustration or impatience or whatever as you are waiting for your cue. So, for instance, in Romeo and Juliet, when Romeo is talking to his buddies before the party, all of his lines and the lines that precede them until Queen Mab are very short. It's kind of almost Sycophant. It's very quick. It's a quick little exchange. Until Queen Mab. And he has a 2-word cue before Queen Mab. And then he's got 40 lines to wait through until the last 2 keywords. So what is happening to Romeo while he's waiting for his cue to come up in that long speech? What is the transition for him from that short exchange to that long exchange? We tend to look at an aside in a different way than Shakespeare looked at an aside, right? I mean, our editors have been kind enough to give us an aside every time that they think that something could be said to an audience member, right? So we've got these little brackets throughout our plays, and that's an opportunity to not talk to my scene partner, but to take it to someone else. We would argue, and this has been really successful in our classes, that there are a lot more opportunities than even your editors are identifying. And one of our actors who's fantastic is named Ben Kearns. He's playing Richard III, of course, and Benedict right now, and several other roles in Philaster and Mad World and Dago. And he helped us come up with these reasons for doing an aside and using the audience contact. Now we know we have permission to talk to the audience. And the reason that we know that is this wonderful scene in 1 Henry VI between Suffolk and Margaret. Will you be my Margaret? Sure. So I'm Suffolk, and I've just gone to France to get this beautiful woman. And I accidentally fell in love with her. And I can't can't believe that I have to take her to Henry to marry, and then I have to give her up. So when we're on stage alone together, I'm telling you guys about it, and I can't believe it. And she gets so sick and tired of me not talking to her that she turns to you and says, "Who is he talking to over here?" So this is where we see Shakespeare making fun of his own convention, which tells us, and he doesn't put, by the way, in there, he doesn't put aside to audience. Aside to audience. So we know that he is actually meaning for this to be occurring, that we are talking to the audience because she says, "Why is he talking? Who's he talking to? What's going on?" Okay, thank you. Thanks, guys.